Hey, it's Daniel from Tiger Triangle Technologies. Last time we looked at getting started with Ollama. This time we take the next step. All right, so we're gonna add some power to this Ollama training. And what I mean by power is PowerShell. Don't worry, we're also gonna bring some REST. By REST, I mean the REST API. So I want to walk you through using PowerShell and the REST API. So this will really set the stage for even greater things to come and open the doors for extending Ollama both with third-party applications as well as writing our own custom user interface. So let's jump right in. So interacting with Ollama, honestly, with PowerShell is pretty much the same as you saw last time in the command prompt. But so we won't spend a lot of time there. But I did want to dive a little deeper into some of Ollama while we're there. Okay, I'm going to grab another model just to add a little variety. And you can pull down a model without running it with the pull commands. So I'm going to get Mistral Open Orca. So this is a 7 billion parameter model, fine-tuned on top of Mistral 7B, and it uses the Open Orca dataset. Hugging Face puts this, at least at release time, put this at the leader, top of the leaderboard for anything under 13B parameters. All right, so we have PowerShell pulled up here already, and we're just going to type in Ollama, and let's type list. That'll list our models. You can see I just have 2 here, and so I'm going to type in Ollama run and then the model name, right? So we're going to do Mistral Open Orca, and you notice the name also is got a colon and latest. Those after the colon, it's a tag name, so you can have different kinds of models, variations of it. If you don't include that tag, it's just going to run the latest. So I'm also going to include verbose. So let's just say, what is the speed of light? So this is what the verbose does. It adds this total duration, load duration, all these metrics here at the end, in case you want to know more about the performance of the model. And as you can see, it's pretty much the same as running it in the command line. So what is a REST API? Well, without getting all abstract, let's just use an example. You probably use a REST API every day, you just don't realize it. If you open your phone and bring up something like a weather app, it's probably transferring data back and forth between the server and your phone. It's probably using a REST API. So it's a mechanism for an application or a service to communicate with another application or service. All right, so the main takeaway here with Ollama, though, is that it supports this standard REST API, which is really good because it doesn't matter what application you're using, what operating system you're using, that standard API allows this communication back and forth between these applications. So we have the PowerShell window open, also the command prompt, and we're going to do some quick testing of the REST API, the REST Web API. Okay, so first we're going to type in or copy in this command, which we'll go over. Invoke web request is a commandlet that is available in PowerShell that is used to send HTTP requests. Then this next tells the method that it's going to use, and that's going to be a post, which is used to send data to a certain resource. And then body specifies in JSON format and has, in this case, specifies the model, which we're using Llama 2 here, and then the prompt. So here I'm asking, what are the top 5 smartest ways to invest money? So then stream equals false. So it's not going to stream a little bit at a time. We're going to get everything. So next it has the URI parameter here, and that is the uniform resource identifier. In our case, it's a URL, and it's pointing to our local machine, and which is localhost, and then the port 11434, which is what the Ollama is running on, right? So then it has the API, and in this case, generate. And there are different endpoints, but we're going to just use the generate here. Then it has the .content here, and that means it's going to just get the raw data and bring it back in the response, and that'll be the response object. And then it's got this little line here that's going to be the pipe character. It's going to pipe in this convert from JSON, and that's going to convert the content, which should be in JSON format, and it's going to go into a PowerShell object just to make it easier to read. Okay, so let's do it. So it's going to take a little bit to do it, right? Because especially it's not streaming anything back. Now earlier you saw, it was streaming those words in, and you could see it on the screen when we were doing Ollama run and then the model. This is different here. It's hitting the API. We told it not to stream. It's got the .content and all that. So it's working on it behind the scenes. So I cut to the response, and here it is. So you can see that the response has the model, the timestamp that was created at, and then the whole response here. So down here you can see the stats, right? Okay, so now we're going to go into the command prompt, and we're going to do something similar here. We'll type the curl command, and then the next thing you do is you have the endpoint. We're going to use generate again. And here the -d means the data you're going to send. Now we do have to format it a little different in Windows, a little different than the examples they show on their website, because you have to escape these double quotes inside these outer double quotes, or you're going to get an error if you don't do that. So this time we're not saying stream off, right? We're leaving it stream, and you'll see a difference. And that's why I just did a hello, because I don't want it to be too long. Now here you see it streaming back in the response. So hello there. So it's nice to meet you. Is there something I can help you with, or would you like to chat? So so none of these things here are what you'd really normally use just to chat with Ollama, right? You're going to either come in here and you're going to do Ollama run Ollama, you're going to chat with that, but more than likely we're going to use the REST API from an application, right? Either a third-party application is going to use it, or we're going to write our own application. And hopefully in the near future we'll have videos and we're going to be doing all those things. But yeah, so that gives you an idea. This is just good to be able to test, make sure things are working. Maybe you want to see what's going on. If you did just have Ollama and you have a third-party application, maybe it's good to know that this is probably what it's going to be using. So now we're in an application called Postman. Postman is a great tool for testing web APIs. So we're in here this time, and notice we have chat as our endpoint and not generate. So we're going to try out chat. So it has a lot of different options here. We only have to put in the body here, and you can see that I'm still using Llama 2. And on chat, you enter an array of messages. So you put in a role. We're going to put user, and then the content is the prompt. We are going to say stream equals false because we want it all in one nice unit here. In this interface, it's going to be a little better. So then after that, we really don't have to do much more. There's no authorization. This is running locally, and we're just going to click send. And again, it's going to take a little bit, but remember too, if you wait a while, 5 minutes, it's going to unload that model from memory. So you might see more of a lag, but this should not be unloaded from memory right now. So we'll see. So it's not streaming it back though, so it takes a while to see the whole thing. Okay, I've paused it for a bit, and so finally showed up, and it gives the answer here. And you can go down here, you can see how long it took. Of course, this is in nanoseconds, keep in mind. If you want to know exactly how much, this is what it was, 2 minutes, around there. Again, it gives the model, it gives the timestamp, tells the message, and the role here is the assistant, right? That's who's giving you the answer. So the next thing you would do here, we might go ahead and would, put in their response, and then we could put, when was the first command released? And something I didn't mention earlier that's important is we're sending a post, right? And so there's all these different options here that are standard in HTTP, but you want to choose post because we're sending this in the body, and Ollama is expecting a post. So we sent the whole chat history, so we get this response back to our prompt here. So pretty cool. So much knowledge at your fingertips, right? This would be good in, like, if you're making an AI chatbot. This is especially important when you're doing something that would benefit from multi-shot prompting, where you're giving examples to try to get a better response. Also good at for chain of thought. So breaking down complex tasks into smaller steps. It's really helpful. Again, this is just these are just tools to play around with. The real power comes in to when you have applications sitting on top of this extensible Ollama platform, right? One of the coolest things about Ollama is just there's so many ways to interact with it. Are you comfortable in the old CMD? Then fire up the command prompt. You think CMD's for sissies? Then open up PowerShell and prompt Ollama like a boss. Or maybe you're not okay with all this loosey-goosey CLI business and you want to keep it standard. Then Ollama has you covered there too with the REST API. Okay, and with that I will say /bye for now, and I'll see you next time. Take care.